Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
I was recently listening to an interview. It's a short interview with Conor McGregor, the MMA champion, and the really outspoken person. I'm sure you all know who he is. I think most of the people that listen to this channel might listen to MMA or might watch MMA or be into that, but I'm not sure. So Conor McGregor, badass in the MMA world, love him, hate him. He's pretty good at what he does, one of the best, and arguably he's pretty notorious, right? So I was listening to the interview and I thought it was interesting because the interviewer asked him, why are you so into fighting? He's like, I've always been curious about it. And I'm just so curious about it. So it's everything he thinks about. He said 24/7, that's all he thinks about. He's just so curious about it. And I was told a while ago that being curious really is not a reason for wanting to know information. Hey, I'm just curious. I hope you learned something here with what I'm telling you, is that by asking that question, like, hey, what were you doing last night? I was just curious. There's always a motive for asking that question. And there's always that cop-out is when I'm just curious. Say the real reason why you're actually interested in something, because this is magnificent. The brain is wonderful because when you ask the brain a question, like maybe Conor's asking questions about or curious about fighting, what he really wants to know is, how can I be better at that? How can I get involved in that? How can I be known for that? Why am I so interested in this? And when you think about it, when you look at, like, back in the day, you got the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world. I was fascinated with him from a bodybuilding point of view, and his acting was laughable. I mean, I'm not the only one to say that, but he's created some of these mega blockbusters because of the action, the entertainment, and people began to really like him. Same thing with Sylvester Stallone. When he first came out, it wasn't very great, but hey, if you've seen the movie Rocky Balboa, that was a fantastic movie. He did a great job in portraying a character that was at the end of his career, way beyond the end of his career, in dealing with life and certain things that he had unfinished. And when I look at these people, and I know there are real people behind the obviously movie characters, that's what I'm interested in. And what I want to tell you is that I've studied so much, and studied, not just read about, but studied successful people who followed their passions. There's so many things that come up when I look at some of these successful people. Some of the attributes that they possess are, all of them have this amazing drive. That's pretty much that is all that is on their mind, is they're almost obsessed with it. From a guy like Grant Cardone, Conor McGregor, Sylvester Stallone, even Jean-Claude Van Damme, who I was a big fan of back in the day. And then when his movie came out, JCVD, that biopic, it was kind of interesting about how at his age, he has to go through so many things just to get a little bit of respect. But as you know, he's actually a very wealthy person. I hope you know that. His movies also were very silly in the beginning, but they were enjoyable to watch. They were action-packed, and it was good to see, good versus evil, and the bad guy get it, and the good guy giving it to him, right? So when you look at all these successful people and all the trials, and the common denominator is they all work their ass off. But the problem is as we today, we see that, and we think there's a magic bullet, or we think Tony Robbins became successful because, he was in the right place at the right time. He was lucky. No, the guy's an amazing work schedule, and the guy's like the president when it comes to his time. I mean, every minute's accounted for. His time management's unbelievable. And he does whatever he can to become that entertainer / motivational speaker / coach to help people get out of adversity and get where they want to go. And I'm doing that on a much lower level. And I figured out things my own way. Again, through my failures, through my drive, through my success. Is it to say that Michael Jordan, who failed more times than not, he's a success because he just kept going? No, he had amazing skill, amazing talent. He had great habits. But what lit his fuse was, failure. I love that commercial that he does. I failed, I think, 9,000 times or something like that. I don't remember, but it's a great commercial about him, Nike, and I failed, that's why I succeed. And such as in life, if you're curious about something, what's stopping you from going for it? If you really want success, if you're looking around and you're like, you don't like where you're at in your life, you don't like what you have, you don't like who you are, and you just want to change, I'm telling you, you can change. You don't have to accept the reality that you were given or the one that you've earned. You can make an effort to provide a little bit of service in some space on this planet and get rewarded for that service. It's the universal law of reciprocation. When you provide high quality, pure, solid service, genuine, sincere service, you will get rewarded for that in some way, shape, or form. It's action, reaction. So if you're on your couch and you're saying to yourself, I really don't like where I'm at, you're going to get a lot more of that. I know that for sure. If you keep complaining about your weight and you're complaining about it, you're going to put on the weight. But if you do something like start something in motion and put yourself on track in the direction that you want to go, after having this bit of curiosity, after having this bit of, I wonder what it would be like. What would it be like to be really successful? What would it be like to have a bank account that has blank? What would it be like to actually do what I want to do wherever I want to do it? One of those things, I'll put it out there, I'll broadcast this, is I'd love to live in the mountains somewhere on a piece of property that my home can overlook the property. And I have my dogs with me, my family with me. And if I don't want to leave the house, even though we're in self-quarantine right now, if I don't want to leave the house for a month, I don't have to. I have everything I need there. From my office, the studio, the pool, a place to run my dogs, a place to sit and have coffee with my wife. That's the kind of thing that I want. That's the place that I want to be in my life. And I want the studio and I want the home so I can use it as a center for creation to help more people get out of adversity, get out of their comfort zones, and start defining what their purpose is. And it's amazing when you help one person find their purpose in life, whatever that is, your life changes. So just imagine that you have such an impact on somebody that they lead up to greatness, that person decides that, I have some information. I'm deciding to take action on that information. I've made decisions where I want to go in my life, and I'm going to take those actions in that direction to get where it is that I want to go, whatever that might be. And then all of a sudden to see that person successful in that space. I have a friend of mine who's a very successful model. Trained him how to sell a long time ago. I trained that person how to sell, and now he got into movie production. He's a model. He's been on stage with some of the top celebrities. He's traveled the world, and it's great to see that because deep down inside, he's just a solid, good guy. And that solid, good guy, actually, that's the reward. I feel great, the fact that I've had some sort of an impact on his life, how to persuade people in communication and how to achieve the things that he want in life just by having a goal and working towards it. And I know that I could do the same for anybody that's interested, especially if you got problems. I had problems with financial, relationships, mental, emotional, all at the same time. Extremely lonely, extremely addicted, extremely pathetic is really what it was, and playing the role of a victim. And I was able to get myself out, and I did it by following a plan, by following a process. And it took a long time to figure it out, but when I identified by studying all of those successful people that I mentioned and studying people that are in my life at the time and why they're successful, the clues just started to pop out. It just became wonderful to see and to acknowledge. It's like I said before, if you're in a room and you close your eyes and you say, I'm going to try to see everything in the room that's orange, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to see all of the orange that's there, which you weren't even looking at or acknowledging before. It's the same thing when you start thinking about a certain car or your memory gets triggered and now you start seeing that everywhere. Well, it's the same thing that I see with solutions. Connecting the dots has become easier because I failed so much. And my hope and the truth is that you have an opportunity to start achieving goals in your life, to start getting out of adversity and start living on purpose just by making a decision to go in a certain direction. And all those pieces that I put together in the blueprint will help you do just that. So whatever it is, if you want to have success, have the successful mindset by believing that you can be successful. And success is your right. and your responsibility. And by you downplaying it and saying that maybe tomorrow or the next day is completely irresponsible. So the no comfort zone is, I'm calling you irresponsible. If you want to be successful and you're doing nothing about it, now is the time to go to the nocomfortzone.com, the nocomfortzone.com, and download the blueprint. Go to Facebook, Team No Comfort Zone. Hit me up, Dan at the No Comfort Zone. Let me know what's going on. Let's start a conversation about how you can get out of your comfort zone so you can start living on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.